Angry guy here, and women who ran the streets that want nice guys to come and rescue them. Women who ran the streets now want nice guys to come and rescue them. Let's just go ahead and jump right into the video.
So, despite that popular saying of nice guys never win, I would like to personally end up with a nice guy, and I think I have finally figured out why that has never happened for me. Now, over this past year or so, I've given my attention to a fair few men, and when I say attention, I haven't slept with a bunch of men. I just mean I've been very open to dating and meeting new ones. And I've been traveling a lot, so I've been meeting all sorts of different types all over the world. I've met plenty of fuckboys, and I've met a couple of nice guys. And a difference that is not so obvious, but I've finally figured out, is the way that they initially communicate with you. So, like a fuckboy, when you first meet them, generally speaking, they're pretty good looking, right? That's why they're fuckboys. They're good looking, so they get a lot of attention. And because of that, they're experienced and they know how to talk to women. They know all the right things to say to make you feel special, to make you want to meet up with them, and to make you have that instant gratification, to make you be like, this guy, this is the one I want, this guy. They'll tell you you're beautiful, they'll tell you you're hot, they'll tell you all the nice things to make you just be like, oh, this is the one. And they'll do this. They'll chat the most shit for a couple of months even. And then you finally meet up with them and you're like, this isn't the guy that I thought I was signing up for. Whereas a nice guy won't have that initial chat down pat. In that initial stage, you'll be pretty confused as to whether or not they like you. They'll say things that aren't referencing your physical attributes. And because of that, you'll be like, is he interested? Is he not? Is he even attracted to me? They won't rush things. So they won't want to be like, yes, I want to see you and hang out with you ASAP. They'll be like, we should grab a coffee. Or I'm actually busy and I'm working all this week, but I would love to see you on Friday. Because I'm used to the toxic guy being all over me straight away. I'm like, oh, I don't think he's interested. His responses aren't that into it. So I'm just going to move on. But there's been a couple of times over this past year where I've pushed through that initial awkward, I'm not sure stage. And then I get there and then, I have a conversation with these nice guys and they're staring at me in the eye and they actually want to hear the words coming out of my mouth and they're not aching to get me into the bedroom. I'm like, wow, how many guys have I pushed past because I haven't been able to just get past that initial awkward stage where they're not referencing my physical attributes. So in the past, I was just falling for all of the things that the fuckboys say, that because they're saying the things that I want to hear and telling me how gorgeous and beautiful and amazing I am, only to get there and be like, oh, damn it. Whereas nice guys, they're genuine, they are who they are from the start, they're not going to rush things, they're not going to love bomb you, and you've just got to roll with that.
So, guys, these are women who've been out in the streets for decades. And what's happening right now is they're getting older. Chad and Tyrone, these guys aren't going to settle down with them. And these women realize that they need to start, doing something so that they can have that backup, that plan B guy who's going to help them to build up their lives. So, this is what they're doing. This is what they're saying. These women, to be very clear, don't actually like the nice guy. And, here's the thing about nice guys. Nice guys actually have something to lose. Chad and Tyrone typically have nothing to lose. And a lot of the time, Chad and Tyrone, they don't have a lot of value. Let's be clear. There are Chads, there are Brads, there are Tyrones, there are Chadrones, there are Bradrones. And these guys, there's usually a common trait with these guys, that these guys are not marriageable men. They mess around, they mess around in their lives. The reason why they're so good with women is because that's all they do. They're called F boys for a reason. Because all they do is hang around bars. Go around looking for women to have these relationships with. But how much money do these guys typically have in the bank? Have they been actually working on themselves, working on their finances? To be very clear, a lot of F boys are not even good looking. This is a true. This is a very honest truth that we need to accept. A lot of f boys are not even good looking, but the reason why women go for these toxic men is because they are they're f boys. You know, they'll make them feel good. They'll give them the dopamine rush. They have experience with women. They know how to trigger certain things. You know, think about it. If you spend 10 years studying medicine, you're going to know something about medicine. But guess what? You're not going to the time that you're spending learning about medicine. You can't. That's time you won't be able to invest in the streets learning about women, spending time around women, spending all day long trying to have a relationship with them, trying to gain access to physical intimacy. Like this is how it is. So these guys have lots of experience doing this, but they have no skill sets elsewhere. They haven't been working on themselves. They haven't been developing themselves as men. They have nothing to offer. So they're not marriageable men. Of course, these men know how to give women a constant dopamine rush. So, for example, they know how to take her on emotional highs and emotional lows. You have to understand that there's no such thing as bad emotions for a woman. Both highs and lows, both good and negative emotions are good for a woman. I know it sounds crazy, but what it does is that it's giving her a constant hit of dopamine. All right. So you take her to emotional highs. She's very, very happy. She's very, very happy. It's wonderful. But if she's happy all the time, then eventually she's no longer going to get happy anymore. And now she starts to get bored. So you take her to an emotional low. Oh my gosh, now she's miserable. She's crying. She's devastated. Guess what? She just got another dopamine hit. Then the same guy who did that, he brings her back up again after he takes her to that low. So now that's another hit. Like guys, these are dopamine junkies. And this is the crazy thing. But the thing is, after years of being in the streets, they turn around and they want a nice guy to come and rescue them. And they're like, oh, it's so nice that I don't have to do this and this and this and any of these things. The truth of the matter is that they're not attracted to the nice guy. They're not physically attracted to the nice guy. They see the nice guy as the plan B guy who they're going to use to build their lives off. Okay? And they'll literally rationalize in their heads why it's okay for them to go out and still be physically intimate with Chad and Tyrone while they're still married, because they only view it as a piece of paper. Marriage vows don't mean anything to modern day women. They absolutely don't. If you listen to what M. Khalifa said, she was married like twice, engaged three times, and she still got to keep the ring afterwards. And she said she basically told women, you don't have to stay married to these men. Do not stay married to these men. It's just a piece of paper. And that's all marriage is. It's a game that women use to build their lives off. And men have to be aware of this and learn to avoid it. Like the future is not marriage. More and more men have to wake up and realize we are the ones with the value. We are the prize. And if some guy wants to allow himself to be used and taken advantage of, go ahead, simp. But as more and more men wake up and realize what the consequences are, like, guys, I have a $700 Steam Deck. I have a Nintendo Switch. I have a Nintendo Switch OLED, and I think the newest Nintendo Switch is coming out this year. And hopefully I'll be able to pick up that one. I hope they call it Super NES, Super Nintendo Switch. That'd be such a great name. But I'm looking forward to that. I can buy basically any video game that I want. I have a brand new Steam OLED. I've been playing Final Fantasy Remake on it, and I absolutely love it. But and I've been playing it an hour or so here and there, and it's great. It's like it feels, for me, it feels like it just feels wrong. Like I should not be able to do what I'm doing, like this, and it's crazy. And my OLED was like $700, and it's like, okay, whatever. I have my MacBook. I have my MacBook Air, that I picked up 2 months ago, and my biggest regret is that I didn't spend more for it. I spent like maybe it was 1,100-1,200 bucks, and my biggest regret that I did not spend more for it, that I did not, spec it out even more. It's pretty good specs, but I regret not spending more money. And it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy what you can do when you have disposable income and when you don't have a relationship, you don't have children, you don't have to worry about these things. You can pretty much have whatever you want. I can buy whatever video games I want. I can buy whatever food I want. I can, at any given moment, I don't have to, I can, I want to hook, I truly need to eat more home cooked meals, but I can eat whatever I want. Do you guys understand being able to just eat whatever you want to eat? I can eat whatever I want. I can buy whatever I want, and I don't have to worry about it, you know? And most men don't understand the moment they get married, they lose all of that. They lose all of that and they have to start pinching pennies and all of this other nonsense. For what? And then, like I said, they're in a relationship with this woman, and she's basically only giving every time she's physically intimate with them, it's all transactional. What have you done for me? And they're losing all of their money, and it's like the Simps don't care. Simps are absolutely delusional. Tell you that right now. Most Simps will happily lose everything. They'll allow themselves to lose everything. And then once they're flat broken living on the street, because the marriage is done, and they're after the second marriage or sometimes third, and now they're living in the woods, or now, and now they've lost everything. They'll go through a period where they'll grieve, and then they'll finally say, yeah, the red pill guys were right, the manosphere guys were right, and they'll finally wake up, because they have no choice other than to wake up, because now they're traumatized, and it's like they have to learn the hard way. It's unfortunate, but it's true. Guys, if you're enjoying the content, help get the channel to 100,000 subscribers on our journey to 2 million by subscribing to the channel if you already haven't, liking the video, and turning on notifications to never miss another video ever again. Women who ran the streets now want nice guys to come and rescue them. What do you guys think about this? I want to know what you think. Let me know your thoughts regarding everything we discussed in the comments, and we'll talk about it there. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA Men walking away. And cheers.